This video is sponsored by Wildlife Command Center Coffee. More about them at the end of the video. Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another One Filmmaker, One Film, and today my guest is...
Jack Hunter, filmmaker, producer, writer, all the above.
Actor?
Actor, yeah, actor too. I forgot about that one. Yes.
Well, looking at your, let me see here. So you are Jack Hunter, and you are a producer, a writer, a director, an actor, a composer, costume wardrobe department, costume designer, editor, location management, art department, art director. This list goes on for quite a while.
Yeah. It's you know, when you break it down on like everything you do in film, I mean, it's, you know, when you're a one-man show, a lot of the times it's all you know, and it's
right.
It's riding on your shoulders. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and I would think eventually most people's IMDb's will end up this way if they're like the one man filmmaker type of thing. So, but it's an impressive list.
Don't get me wrong. I do have a team with most of my films. I do have a team. Just my last couple of ones, it's just been a really tight crew. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited about doing all of it.
Nice. And then you got some stuff that we're going to talk about that's coming up. So we'll discuss that a little bit later. And so tell me about Jack Hunter. Who is Jack Hunter? How did you get involved in film? All that type of stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm Jack Hunter. I'm currently 36 years old, and I come from the South. I come from Louisiana, and from small town, big dreams type of guy. And the motivation, for the beginning of my film career was, I was bullied a lot in high school, and they always thought that I was different, and they didn't like different at the time. And, it just kind of motivated me to get into film. And I got into film with a little mini HD, or not HD, mini, VHS, small little tape. And we would edit from VCR to VCR. That's really how I got into it. And being creative and always seeing a different shot, that's one thing about me that was always different. My friends would be like, oh, well, let's just do it this way. No, but I'm like, wait, we got to do an over the shoulder. We got to get it from that angle. And they're like, Jack, shut up. Like, no. But I was always out of the box thinking. I thought that was really different about me. And I fully got into film once I got out of the Navy and moved to Las Vegas back in 2010. And that's when I started to do the modeling and just being an entertainer. And that is where, like, I made a lot of connections. I met my film partner, Chad Clinton Freeman, and that's where we kind of started our friendship. And the movie ideas just started to come along, and I'm really blessed to have him as a friend. And he's gotten out of the film world, but I still credit him in every single thing that I do because of his positivity towards me. He's just an amazing guy, and he's been through some stuff, and so have I, and he's stuck with me through everything. I'm a father. I recently had my third child, Aurora. And she
Congratulations.
Thank you. She was born on Day of the Dead. So that's really cool.
Oh wow.
We were pushing we were pushing for Halloween, man, and I was like, Mason, you gotta hold on, and push, but she kind of held on too long. So, but it's okay. I couldn't have planned it better. Like, it was perfect. Everything, the pregnancy was very different. And, I stuck by her side through everything. And that's one thing about me that I love being, is being, a partner, and being a father. You know, that's really who I am on the inside. Like push the filmmaking, the entertaining aside. I'm a father, and I'm not a baby daddy, you know, and I hate that term, but you know, being a father and a baby daddy are two different things. You know, I'm involved with my children. I make every choice since my first son was born, or my only son was born. You know, everything changed. I had to do things that would make him proud. Now granted, I've done things that would be like, dad, really, are you serious, you actually said that? Yeah, that was me, son. But you know, it's those learning
Right.
experiences that I can teach later on. And as much as we want to say like learn from our experience, you know, they're gonna do what they want to do. So I did what I wanted to do, and then literally, you know, the other day, you know, I told my mom, I was like, you were right about everything, and I wish I would have listened. So, but I'm a father, man, and I like to make movies, so that's really cool.
So let me go back a little bit then, and then
Uh-huh.
I'll go up. So you had mentioned that these kids bullied you because you were different. Do you mind me asking what do you mean by different?
Well, you see, me, I'm like I don't use a title for anything that I am. I hate titles, and I was always just picked on for being literally different of whether it be my sexuality or the way I live or the way I walk, the way I sing. I was always singing. You know, I was just different, and they called me gay and all these other slanderous terms. You know that really kind of defined who I became in life. Meaning the if they wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have had the motivation to do what I do now. You know, uh, I'm just, you know, I had "You Are Gay" carved into my truck when I was
Oh
16
man.
years old. Yeah, and it was because I was different. You know, I was the one, and if you remember back in the 2000s, you know, the music you listen to, the social circle, you know, kind of like if you listen to Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, O Town, you were called gay. You were like, you were homosexual because of your music you listen to. Now in 2021, you say, oh, I listen to, you know, One Direction or something. Everybody's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I remember that song, you know, like we had the best song ever, you know, and people I apologize. Let me mute my phone. That was ding 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 ding. Um, so yeah, I was just different, man. You know, like there was no other way to say it. I'm a lover, you know, and you know, I am who I am, and I love who I am. My fiance Macy just, you know, she hates me sometimes, but you know, when you get those text messages, hey, I love you, shithead, and you know, those things, and you know, it's terms of endearment. You know, when if we're out and about, and we mentioned this recently too, is like if we're like, oh, if something is like lovey-dovey, there people, our family are going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Are you guys okay? You know, because like our Valentine's Day cards to each other this year, mine was, hey bitch, I fucking love you, all right, dumbass. You know, it's a term of endearment. It's not a degrading thing at all. But you know, it's stuff like that that I really love about myself. And you know, if I wouldn't have gone through those things of um discrimination and just being yourself, you know, at the time, then I wouldn't be who I am now. And I'm happy that she just absolutely loves me, and she blessed me with a beautiful daughter. So
Nice. Very nice.
yeah, so
Perfect. And
yeah.
then you had mentioned that you lived out here in Vegas.
I did. Yeah. I actually see, I am a filmmaker, but I am a musician and singer. So when I was in the Navy, I was always singing. Well, actually, I've always been singing. I don't shut up. But I kind of I met a lot of people while traveling the world and performed. I performed for over 30,000 troops in Bahrain. and which was really random because there's this band up there, and they were performing for the troops or whatever. We all drinking and everything, and my shipmates, I think it was a dare, but they said, "Hey, Hunter, go see if you could do something." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, go see if you could do something. And me being a little drunk, and I have no fear when it comes to that stuff. So I'm like, hey, screw it, why not? So I went up and talked to the manager. I was like, yo, hey, I'm a service member, and I'm a singer and musician, and I'd love to show you guys the song I wrote. And next thing you know, I'm on stage in front of 30,000 troops singing my song that I wrote, while I was on land. And the band started to play, and everything kind of came together, and it was just a great experience. So I went to Las Vegas to be a musician, and I got conned, to say the least. And I'm sure, as all of us do, you meet quote unquote producers, quote unquote, I think that's just the main word, that they say they can make you famous. And $17,000 later, I realized, I realized I had made a mistake. And the thing is like, oh, 17,000, why didn't you realize that before? And the reason is because I'm a good guy. I didn't think someone would take advantage of me like that. I have a good heart, and I was really, really naive at the time. So, you put all those things together where you're taught that, people are good, no one's, you have to trust. Excuse me. So I trusted the wrong people, and that's what happened. But luckily I had friends that really kind of brought it to my attention. And once I realized this, my acting career kind of took off, because I got myself out of that situation. And I still did music, but I did the acting. I wanted to do the modeling. I have the baby face, the blue eye. Like, it was just, I'm not doing this, oh, good job on your looks, but I'm just saying, like, at the time, I had a good thing going. I was a triple threat when it came to entertaining. And then I was performing in a comedy club right off the strip every Saturday night. And that was great. I love entertaining. And when I moved there, it's like the doors opened in a sense. Like, I had to go through my rough battles with, drugs, and fresh out of the Navy, for 4 years I was tied down, couldn't do anything. So when people say, hey, you want to try this? Fuck yeah. All right. What does it do? I take it. And then I'd be like, wait, what did I just take? But that stuff's not a part of my life, guy, anymore. But no, I have to say that, like, oh, you did. No, I was wild. Look, I mean, you sign a dotted line saying you can't do anything for 4 years unless we tell you you can, and then you get out of that honorably. By the way, honorably discharged on all levels. I served my term. I wanted to stay in, but I couldn't, because they were downsizing the military at the time. And yeah, so I did Vegas. And Vegas, I still have friends to this day. If, in all honesty, if I wouldn't have lived in Vegas, you and I wouldn't have connected, even though we haven't, like, met on set in person. But the people we network with and work with, this whole thing wouldn't happen with me.
Okay.
I wouldn't be here. So,
interesting.
Doors opened.
Yeah. It does. And I'll admit that I even had my drug of choice back in the day in the 80s. I was a cocaine guy, and was very thin. And I've often said, while I was doing cocaine, I had a full set of hair. I was nice and thin and handsome. And then I stopped cocaine, and I turned into this, bald and overweight and old.
I was going to say glorious.
Oh, well, thank you. So we all have our things.
Time, by the way, that was my drug of choice then. So, but it's been like 12 years, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's something I haven't done in quite a while, but now that they've made pot legal in almost every place, I guess that's the thing. But not for me really.
And
but from time to time.
yeah, same here.
So, and then how long were you in the Navy for?
I was in the Navy from 2006 to 2010,
Okay.
and it was literally the longest 4 years of my entire life. um like I really can't explain. There's a lot of tragedy, and I had to grow up very, 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 very fast. And I mean, I was 21 when I joined, and the little backstory on that is, like, I was 21 and a virgin going to the Navy. That's the type of life I lived. I just graduated Bible college
Oh
before I
wow.
went. Yeah. So that kind of gives the audience who's watching, like, oh, he's just saying that shit. He's not really a good guy. I mean, but yeah, I kind of was. I was. Oh man, I was a baby. And I grew to be. I'm not even gonna finish that because there's so many puns people can say. But I God, I became an adult really quickly. And I'm not gonna say, like, I made some stupid ass choices even after Navy, but that the time being so stern and being healthy, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on, that even still to this day I can't even talk about because of uh military. That's best thing to say. And um it changed my life forever. To this day, I'm blessed because of it. Like, I say that to the fullest. I am completely blessed because of that. But I really think that is something that I think every teenager should do these days, in all honesty. Like, I know a lot of people disagree with the military, and or the POTUS, or whatever. I still think you should give back something, at least do reserves, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, give back, because the benefits of that helps you and propels you in life further than you ever would think. Like, you going up for a job, when they see that you served and someone that didn't, your chances of getting that major job is higher than this guy. Because I mean, yeah, he may have a high school education, worked for his dad or whatever, but you did something that took sacrifice, and you could have lost your life. So that kind of outweighs, and you learn so much discipline there, attention to detail on every single thing. I still have it to this day. And it's a curse and a blessing at the same time. Attention to detail, I'll tell you that. But I think this whole self-entitlement BS that's happening with young teenagers, I think it's for the birds, and they did not get. I'm going to finish that statement, but I think I think they should. Oh God, I want to say learn something. Don't be behind a keyboard. Actually get out there and see the world. And that's one thing about it that I love too, is traveling the world. I saw things that I only saw in a geography book. Oh, and kids, if you're watching, a geography book is a book that you would get when you went to school. When I was in my age, they didn't have laptops. Hell, you brought anything electronic, it was taken away when they searched your bag, like your detention. Now it's like, make sure you have your phone, but turn it on silent. They don't realize how good they have it, though. They really don't.
Oh, they do. They really do. That is true for sure. So,
Yeah.
So what I've done now with my guests when they're on is I show them my collection of what I have, and then that leads into what we are going to talk about. So, a long time ago, I did purchase Jack Hunter's Horror Nights.
Someone did their
Blu-ray.
homework.
Yep. And here's the back of it. I like to show it off.
You actually have the first edition, and very few people have that. So that's really cool.
Oh, nice. We got
so it mm-hmm. Did I put something in there like the insert, or did that get lost?
No, nothing came. It just came like this.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hey, if there's something
See,
that's
first
supposed to
edition,
be
I'm
in it, I'll
telling you.
send you my address.
Okay. Yes, I can send you that autograph that you keep requesting.
There
Sorry.
you go. That I
Yeah.
keep getting denied. And then we have
Yeah.
then we have let's see here. Now this does have something in it. So we have Jack
Mhm.
Hunter's. I'm seeing a trend here. Jack Hunter's Paranoia
Oh.
Tapes. This is the first one,
Ah.
and
Yes.
it's
And
actually signed
it's
by
signed.
this. That's Dustin Hubbard.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, because
I think I know him. I think I know him.
just a little, just a little, just a little
Just a
bit,
little bit.
just a little bit,
Yeah, I love Dustin. Yeah.
and then we got
He
the.
By the way, okay, so that was my first film. I want you to look at those credits, man. I would like I that shows you right there. My thanks, my producers, like that is I was like thanking everybody. Like I wanted to show my appreciation to every single person. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot.
That is a lot. I have to take my glasses off and actually hold it like this, just to, because there's so many and it's so tiny.
Yes, that's not what she said, but yes, it is.
Oh, she said a lot worse too, unfortunately.
No, that's very true
Ugh.
too. But no, yeah. So oh my god, that's my baby. That right there, that was all up here, man. Everything is like all up here. And now you're holding it. It's so humbling. It's awesome.
Well, and
Freaking
then
love it,
there's the disc. And because this is Dustin
oh yeah.
Hubbard, he sent me Dustin Hubbard things. So we have Ouija Mummy, Dino Gore.
Good self-promoting.
Yep.
Self-promotion. Love it.
King James, Evil Curiosity, Mr. E. So these are all little things that he put inside here for me. And
nothing from like Canimator?
No, surprisingly, no.
Really?
I do own that,
wow.
but this is a good box. I like this cover. I think this cover is cool.
Now, here's the thing about this cover. All right, so it was sent to us by our distribution. Like I approved it, obviously, and I sent it to the team. And even Dustin, and I mean, we both agree, like the marketing of that. What does that cover look like to you? Of all the films that we know about, what does that remind you of?
Final Destination.
Okay, wrong one. I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
But no. I mean, I can see that. Actually, yeah, I can see that. Holy shit, I never realized that. Yeah.
Oh they always have the blue skull. Yeah, it's like the blue skull on most of their stuff.
Okay, that what I'm talking about is Ghost Ship.
Oh, I could see that too, because it's also the same colors. They got the skull with the ship. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they went full blown on that one. They were like, and we yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, and
but
yeah, I just like it. Yeah, I think it's just a good looking cover here. And that's not the only one. I also have, let me see if there's nope, just so now we have I'm definitely seeing a trend here. Jack Hunter's Paranormal Tapes.
Jack Hunter's
2 press play.
Yes, that one in all honesty, up to like that one has a special place in my heart too. It's yeah, so we're gonna have to talk about that trend you're seeing, and I will explain it completely. This film, before some of the recent ones came out, was my favorite. I think everyone actually thinks that of all of them so far, part 2 it's scary as fuck. Like, even because I wanted to do something different. Yeah, I love the case. I love what they did. The only thing there's some fuck ups on there. My question is, do you see Dustin's name on the back of that in the producers?
I'm going to say no.
Yes. Okay, so I didn't know this. went to a signing at Barnes and Noble in New Orleans when this was released, and it was the first time I saw the DVD, and I held it. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, oh fuck, Dustin's gonna be fucking pissed. And I'm like, it's like I did not want to send him a picture of it. It was that bad because he's like, hey, send me what it looks like, and I'm like, you're not gonna be happy, bro. He went on a rant on Facebook, tagged the distribution company and everyone. I'm like, oh fuck.
You got to be careful with that stuff.
Yeah, but it was deserved, and that's one thing I give Dustin props for, because I fucking wrote a lengthy text and email. I bitched them out, man. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You had one job. I sent it to you in an email. You had one job.
It's one name. You just need to make sure you get that name on there too. I had a similar experience, but not with a cover. It was with a trailer. It was with the Meat Hook 4 trailer.
Oh.
And Dustin Ferguson and I put it together. He basically edited the whole thing. And I was sitting next to him going, oh yeah, use that scene, use that person, use this, use that. And we dragged everything down to the bottom so that he could edit it. And we missed one of the actresses. We missed Lindsay Cruz, who's one of the stars. So when the trailer came out, I didn't even realize it until I heard from Lindsay Cruz.
Oh, I bet Lindsay. Yeah, I know Lindsay. That's
so. And I love Lindsay. I've worked with her a few times on different projects, and she had every right to be pissed. And she said, I'll still promote it. I'm not that type of person. And then when Dustin did the second trailer for Meat Hook 4, I said, you have to make Lindsay number one. She has to be like every other shot. You need to make her number one in the trailer. Like she's the star of the movie. And he did. And she was happy with that. But man, you got to watch out for that type of stuff. Yeah. So
she's absolutely beautiful too. And I think we're going to be working with her, you and I, next year. I believe so. Yeah, I think we are. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, on what? What are we working on?
Part 5.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'd be fun. That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I got here nothing in that one. So we got what's that?
Oh, no. I'm about to say the story on this one. You want to talk about pissed off?
Well, well, let me tell people what it is. And then let me put it over here. Okay, Jack Hunter's Paranoia Tapes 3 and 4. This one is Siren is number 3. I like that you put the 3 in red and then you put Siren in red, and then 4 is in white and Kennel House is in white. So you know what the 3 is and what the 4 is. Signed by Dustin Hubbard. Side's looking pretty good. It lists both movies.
Mm-hmm.
Got the back.
Did they get Dustin's name on this one?
I think let me take a look.
I sent him all my copies. That's how upset I was.
Yes, he is listed here. Yeah.
Damn right he is. He earned that shit. But
so what's the story? Yeah.
So it was never supposed to be a dual movie. Ever. It was never supposed to be that. And it was on Amazon Prime, or on Amazon at the time, in separate formats. And then when we get it, it's that. It was, bruh, they had someone working for them at the time that was, I don't know, made some really bad choices. And I did not approve of this. I said this was ridiculous. I said, y'all need to fucking fix it. And of course, you get to run around with distribution companies. Oh, we're so sorry. It's already printed. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, man. But where did somebody get the idea to do that?
Because of that. Because I said that was the issue. And I'm like, I know the running times on these. These are feature length. And they just pulled some backdoor bullshit on me. It's 162
minutes. That is long.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's like back to back, right? Together, combined.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what that
Or
is. Yeah.
so I think that's what they did with it, and they just combined them. I was really, bruh, when I tell you I was pissed off, hell, Dustin, dude, I got like, I love Dustin, but man, when he goes on his rants, I mean, he was so, you think I was mad? That dude was mad. He was mad. So, but no, Dustin is the guy that checks the fuck out of me. Like when I and that's another thing too, is like everyone, like say I piss off someone or whatever, they always run to Dustin. And I don't think people realize how close Dustin and I are. Like we're like brothers that never met. And I know everything, guys, but you know, he's that guy. He's the one to check me all the time. So that's pretty cool. I think he's that's why he's a producer on everything that I do. With his
He's a good guy.
promotion
I like
and
Dustin.
his
Yeah.
guidance, you know, I wouldn't have. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So
Well, and there are
yeah.
many
So
many
that
other.
yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I see here as a producer, you were along with me on Lycanator with him and Seb.
Yeah, I was the
And
first person that did their artwork for it too. Like when I started promoting like Animator, you know, Dustin came to me and he was like, "Do you have? Can you do something?" And I'm like, "Sure, yeah, I think I could put something together." And uh, yeah, so any of the first artwork you saw of like Animator, that's me.
oh, then I probably have your art because I have like 4 different versions of the movie with like 4 different types of art. I got the poster. I got all that stuff
Oh
with it.
yeah, you may have it. I don't know if they used it for that stuff, but I think it was just like in the early stages when they were promoting it, trying to crowdfund that stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, if you do, cool, cool. I'll sign it when I come to Vegas. Hell yeah,
There you
I'm in.
go. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So looking at the Paranoia tapes, there's
Mhm.
how do you I'm going to list off the films and then tell me how do you come up with these titles. So we have just Paranoia Tapes, then Paranoia Tapes 2 Press Play. I'm just going to say 3, 4, 5. Then 3 is Siren, 4 is Kennel House, 5 Rewind, 6 is 666 but it's done like a time on a clock. Felt's Field, DVD minus, DVD plus, and then we have the greatest hits. How do you come up with these titles for these? Do the titles represent what's on the movies?
Uh,
Pardon me.
okay, so all right, so here's a story. Part 3 and 4 were originally going to be spin-off films. Um, Siren was done by Jack Schutte, and Kennel House was done by, oh my god, oh god, look at the DVD. See who the oh god, I can't believe I'm sorry, I'm having
Which one? I can click
a
on it
brain
for
fart here.
Fetzfield.
Four Kennel House. Four.
For Kennel House. There it is. It
Yeah, it's
is directed by. Uh, it has list you
I
as
can't.
one of the directors, but also
Mhm.
was it Lawrence E. Gibbs?
Yes, and there's some more. It's the main one.
Those are the only 2 that are listed on IMDb.
Oh, okay. Produced, maybe written by. Do written. There should be a written there.
It just says Jack
I know
Hunter.
me and Lawrence. Oh, god damn.
Well, let me see if I can see it on
hold
here.
on. Yeah, it should be on there. It should be. I'm so sorry, guys, and I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff up here.
Because these are combined, there's a lot of names on here.
Okay. Oh my god, I can't believe I am having that much of a brain fart right now. What the hell is wrong with me?
You just had a baby. That would explain it.
Oh yeah, that would definitely
Always a good
explain it. Here,
excuse.
I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna try. Nathan Cox. Oh my god, Nathan. Yeah, so Nathan, I see. Here's what I did with those: is 3 and 4. You know, YouTube was big, but it wasn't that big as it is now, and a lot of filmmakers weren't getting exposure that they needed. And I watched both of these films on YouTube, and I'm like, yo, I sent him an email, called him, talked on the phone. And I said, I have this franchise that I'm building and I have two out or two's done, but I want to do something with your film. And I can write parts in there for me to fill it in, to tie it to the other films. And we can put it out as, a spinoff. And it was actually Dustin who confirmed the idea that, yo, why don't we just do 3 and 4? Like, let's have Siren be part 3 and Kennel House be part 4. So the mistake came with me sending both films to distribution at the same time. And I think that's where the confusion on their end came to, oh, let's do it as a dual later, and that's it. That's how those happened. Part 5, Rewind. It was actually, I had written, how can I say? So I wanted to, oh God. So Rewind was actually going to be part 3. So when you watch part 5, it's a direct sequel to events that happened in part 2. And it was going to be, I was actually going through a VCR and I was looking at the buttons on it. So I'm like, okay, so let's I like Rewind, and I can write something into it like that, like where it like I wanted my original vision of the movie, excuse me, was at the very end of the movie for the tape to rewind all the way to the first one. Like the whole movie just goes into reverse really quickly. And you find out that those events were taking place, I believe, at the same time as part 2. So I wanted to confuse the audience at that point and have that M. Night moment. And so it didn't, the writing didn't go that way, but that was my original vision. And I said, I still like the name Rewind, and I know she could do something very well with it. And I wrote the first draft of the wraparound story, and then sent it to her to do, to look over it. And I had her and Charles all in my in vision of what happens. And she stuck with the main plot of it very well, and I was really impressed with what she did. So kudos to her.
Okay, cool. And what about the other ones like 666, Phelps Field?
Oh, okay, sorry. 666. I always had it like I wanted to do something different with it, and it was just a nod to filmmaking. When you're doing timestamps, and I wanted to do something different that I haven't seen done on the Paranoia tapes. I mean, on any film in general. You do have like those other like timestamps underneath the title, but it's not the title. So I wanted to do something very different. So I incorporated that in there. Phelps Field was done by Jordan Hoover. The Phelps Field again I was going to do a spinoff because I like the direction that he was doing it. Now the film, I mean, it's very, he tried his best. Okay, so that's what I really appreciated about the movie, his art. He had a vision and he completed it. And I wanted to give this kid exposure. I want to give him that chance to get out there and be seen other than YouTube. And a lot of people talk trash on it. They talk so much smack in the comments about certain things. And my response is to that is go make your own fucking film if you think you can do better. And that's my response to that. Jordan has a good vision. Jordan has a good eye, and he's come so far since then. And we're working together on a film called Final Test, and it's going to be, it's exciting. I'm excited about that. So 7 now, on 8 is DVD plus. So I got the idea for that name Because Stephen Damers, he actually here's so okay, so Stephen and I have been friends for years, and he made a film called DVD and then DVD 2. It wasn't getting a lot of exposure, the first one, but I absolutely loved it. It was an anthology, and it had, I don't know what that noise was, but it
A
had
ghost.
it probably was, I don't know. Hold on. I have no idea what that was. That was really, really weird. So,
I heard it.
yeah, but we did sorry, that threw me off, but no, so it wasn't getting a lot of exposure, and I really liked what he did. It was anthology. I was like, dude, this is kind of just like Paranoia Tapes. So I reached out to him, and it's in a lot of it watching a horror film, and you have to read. That means you have to pay attention to the movie. So I was really taken back by that, like in a good way. And I'm like, yo, I could film some stuff, tie it in. I could have other people, my other friends, make shorts and make it longer. And that DVD 1 was actually the wraparound story for Paranoid Tapes Part 2, the main wraparound. And then he came out with DVD 2. So I'm like, dude, are we still good? Like, can I use it? He's like, hell yeah. And next thing you know, DVD 2 becomes the wraparound story for Part 8. And
Okay.
I wanted to still incorporate his title. So I didn't want to completely rip him off by saying DVD. So I'm like, I could do this and then have a sequel and have it DVD minus, because there's different ways you can burn a DVD and blah, blah, blah. So I did that. I said DVD plus R or DVD plus, and that was Paranoia Tapes 8. Then I shot 90% of Paranoia Tapes 9, and I wrote the wraparound story of it, and actually came up with a lot of stuff while on set. And this was filmed right before COVID hit, like in January. It, it was before shit hit the fan, where you couldn't go to anybody's houses or anything. And we filmed that in a day. Or actually, well, yeah, it was filmed in a day. And I really, I really enjoyed working with all of them. And actually, some stuff we shot for Part 9 actually is in one of my newest films. But we'll talk about that later. And yeah, we had a great time filming that. And I did incorporate the DVD minus into this film fully, because the wraparound story is that this YouTuber, hello, like you and me, uh, uh, who does movie reviews and reviews crazy things, he gets this DVD minus burn disc sent to him by a random person, and he has to review it all live. And that's exactly how it plays out. So it's really cool. I had so much fun doing it.
And I'm guessing Greatest Hits is just the best of all of the films.
Yes. Greatest Hits was, I was like, how can I say, like, I was kind of dry, I guess, at the time, because COVID hit. And I'm like, I want to put something else out. I want to do something that, in case someone doesn't want to watch 9 films, I put all the best and the parts that I think are the scariest into the film. So that's what I did. It's actually, I think, 2 hours long, a little bit over 2 hours. And you really see the development of quality, like, just like go from nothing to something more. And that's what I really liked about it. And I no longer have it. And if you own that, for everyone watching, contact Dustin Hubbard. He has copies. It's the only one in existence. And I don't know if I'll ever get that back. I'll just
Oh,
say
wow.
it like that, because computer crashes. I don't have, I physically don't have that anymore.
Oh, you mean like it's just
So
gone? Like you don't, it's not a rights
it's
thing. It's like it got destroyed or erased or something.
the files got, I don't know what happened. Like, I had it all on my computer, and then one day they were gone. And this was like, I seriously don't know what happened, because um I had uploaded them and everything. I think no, they were just deleted on my computer too. Like, I don't know.
Jeez.
But yeah, so yeah, if you guys want a copy of it, Dustin has several copies left. So,
I'll
and
have to
I
reach
think
out.
he's
Yeah.
selling them. I think, yeah, he sells it for like, it's like a bonus when you would buy like the Blu-rays of, like, 1 through 8 or 1 through 9 at the time that or the ones he has. He throw that in there for free or $7, because it's technically not a film. It's just the greatest hits, and hit a special word hit on the hits, that's where it kind of has a double meaning. So yeah, that's what happened. That's the straight up truth.
Wow, that
And
sucks.
yeah, and since they got deleted from our site, I no longer have any of those ISO files. So anyone that wants to own these Blu-rays, I would really suggest you get in touch with Dustin Hubbard. He'll give you a good deal. He sells them at conventions and everything else. So if you want to get a good deal from him, then contact him right now or today, tomorrow, and get, Paranoia Tapes 1 through greatest hits. There is so much more coming from Paranoia Tapes, and that's the cool thing. We currently, I think we just got beat out, but we were the longest running found footage franchise in cinema history. But there's this other person that's making these other types of films, and I'm not going to mention them because I try to actually do a collaboration. But sometimes people get the Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter type of ego, and they don't want any assistance. And it's cool, whatever. But Paranoid Tapes 10 through 15 coming 2022. So bring it on, bitch. Like, let's go.
I was about to say, I believe we are missing Paranoia Tapes 10.
X. Yes.
10.
Yes. I know why you're
10.
saying it. I know why you're saying it. And the reason is because Joe Lujan will be writing and directing it. I mean, I'm going to write a synopsis and then he can go from there. He's such a visionary, and I keep saying it to everyone I talk to. I'm like, even Joe knows it. It's like when we have ideas, like, we can't confuse each other. Like when he makes his twists at the end of movies, it's like I text him, I'm saying, hey, I'm not there yet, but this is what's going to happen. And then he's like, like we're on the same wavelength when it comes to suspense and the way we want to confuse the audience and the tricks and the whole, that what the fuck moment. Like that's how we think. We're like brothers from another mother. And when we, like I tell people, like when we get on the phone, we start talking about movies, like our conversations aren't just like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, what's up? No, they turn into 2 hours, 3 hours. It's hell. Our first conversation was over 4.5 hours long, me and Joe. So, that's the friendship and brotherhood we have. I even call him Uncle Joe, for Rory, and now Uncle John. Here we go.
Oh,
So
there we go.
yeah, we're really close, and I know I aggravate him sometimes, but hey, I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't aggravate. It'd be like, Jack, are you okay? So, but it's just the way it is. And so he's going to be doing 10. I had people lined up for 11 through 13 or 14, but sometimes I'll just say this, and I'm not going to bring it into negativity zone, but a lot of people talk shit that don't know true stories about certain things, and they just want to ruin people. Um, and they want to make your life a living hell for no reason at all. And that's what happened recently. Filmmakers have dropped out because of stuff that was said that is completely untrue. And if you see things that were taken out of context and you don't know the true story behind it, I mean, some of the things that were shared, yeah, out of context looks horrible. But when you don't see the full conversation and only some parts of it, it's just it yeah, it's the media, they show certain things. They don't show the whole story leading up to it. And that's what exactly this person did. And try to just fucking ruin me, man. But we keep on pushing because positivity is the way to go in film, and that's the only way you have to be. And if this person is watching this or whatever, well, I got news for you. You don't know what you're fucking with. So we're pushing forward and we're doing good.
All right, well, that's all that counts.
Yes,
there you go. That's all that counts.
Absolutely.
Don't let somebody bring you down. So, because you've done well with these. So,
yes, yeah, and I know there's a lot. People are like, why do you keep doing them? Why the fuck not?
Well, I don't, if somebody questions like, oh, Jack just does these found footage movies or whatever it is, well, then you got to say that David Sterling just does Camp Blood, or Dustin Ferguson just does Meat Hook Massacre, or whatever it is. It's everybody has their series that they work on. And I think at some point people have said, oh yeah, I'll only be 1 or 2 movies. And now they're up to like 10. So I don't think anybody should be saying anything like that, because it's everybody has their series, everybody has their franchise. And if you find that niche, then stick with the niche. If you're good at found footage and you're putting these together and they're selling and people like them, stick with it. That's where your niche is. Why not?
Right. And I know we're going to talk about that a little later. I am actually curious to see your questions about Horror Nights, because of Horror Nights was a total change for me, in all honesty.
And we'll get to that footage. Momentarily. Okay. Yeah because I think I have one question left with Paranoia Tapes, and that's it.
Okay, go for it.
So what was the difference between, because when I told you that I owned the the first one, that I'm like, oh yeah, I do own it, you're like, don't watch this, watch the director's cut. What's the difference between the two?
Okay, there's a huge fucking difference. Huge difference. Okay, so the difference is between the version you have now. That one was done first edited together in 2015. It was completely done. But after we released it finally in 2017, we got a lot of reviews back on it. And in all honesty, I almost quit filmmaking. And
oh wow,
not to bring him up again, Dustin Hubbard is the one that said, "Hold up, Jack, stop." And I'm like, what? Because I just read a comment saying I watched this for free and I still think I paid too much. And I almost quit. I called him. I was almost in tears. I'm like, dude, fuck this. I'm done with these bitches. And next thing you know, he says, Jack, stop. He said, I said, you're not seeing one thing that's different, that changes this whole thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, Jack, they fucking watched it. I'm like, wait, You're absolutely right. You're right. And it was that moment when I realized, fuck the reviews, keep going. Because of that review, who knows how much money they made me because of that review. People are going to watch it and be like, okay, I'm going to see if this review is true. So I turned all the negatives into positive. I actually, me and Dustin, we went through the comments, we were looking at them, and we fine-tuned our film. And I took out a lot of stuff that was like the bad acted parts, that would throw you out of the film. Some of the parts that didn't make sense. The whole opening of the film which we got a lot of credit for, but I still love the Squid guys. They Squid Nation. They're the ones that let us use that opening, and I still love them. It's just for the second, the director's cut, people wanted more footage, more horror, and have the story flow a little bit better. And that's what we did. We took out, I think, 6 segments in there and added 3 more, or 3 to 6 more, about 5 more segments of brand new footage from other found footage filmmakers that were really good acted. Like, it was just produced very well, and it's terrifying. So the versions you see, the plot line is still the same, with the wraparound story, but the little parts going in and out, like with the different segments, those are new. And you'll see it when you watch it, which I think you did. If not,
I did watch it.
But
yeah.
Okay, so you watched the new version I sent you.
I watched the new version, but I watched the old version when I first got it. So that's what I was going to watch. Yeah. So it's it's well, the rap song confused me a little bit.
Okay. So that right there, that one. Okay, so the rap song was done by Jay the Mac. That's my buddy and film music partner from San Diego. And I actually asked him when Paranoia Tapes, before it came out, I said, dude, I need a theme song. I want a song that can play into this whole thing, the found footage type of deal. And he wrote this song, and he wrote it back in like 2015. And we just filmed the music video for it last summer. Or no, yeah, last summer. And I wanted people to, when they watch it, to also see that I'm not just I'm an entertainer. And if you watch it, the quality of the video is found footage. The whole thing's found footage and it mixes in clips from Paranoia Tapes, the first one, first and second one, I think. Yeah. And it has the wraparound story of our main character, Henry, in it. So it was really something interesting to do. So I wanted to change it up and give audience a little bit more entertainment value. And that's what we tried to do. And I think we did it. I think so.
I mean, I'm not a rap guy, so I cannot judge if it's good or bad or whatever it is. I did kind of click back and forth, and I'm like, is this part of the film, or is this like a special feature? Like, if I saw this in the theater, would it be the first thing I saw? So that confused me a little bit.
I wanted to also give, Jet, I call his real name's Jeff, but I want to give Jeff, his props for supporting me throughout, the last 15 years we've been friends. And I thought that would be a good moment for him to shine.
Well, that's nice of you. Okay. All right. Sure. Why not?
Okay. So I know there's a pause right there when you're editing. Can I go use the restroom real quick?
Oh, sure. We could. Yeah. Go ahead.
I gotta. Yeah. The water's kicking in. I'm sorry, man.
You know what? I'm going to go do it myself. So we'll both take a break.
Okay.
All
right. Bye. I mean, not bye, but yeah. Okay.
We'll be back. Okay, we're back. So sorry about that, guys. Okay. So one last thing that I'll say about the that director's cut of Paranoia Tapes is you have an actor in that film that I've worked with.
I do.
Yes. Remember the 3 guys that go to the church?
Oh shit. They go. What's the short? I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I'm getting Horror Nights confused. It's the 3 guys, and they. Where do they go? They go to the garage.
Oh yes, the paranormal investigation.
Yes, those guys.
Maurice Hooks. Yeah.
So Gotham McFadden is in.
Yes.
He's in Skull Evil. He's one of the actors in Skull Evil.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. He goes by Gotham, right? But he says, yeah. Yeah. Gotham. That was his first gig, and in all honesty, I'll be real. I almost cut it. I
Oh
almost cut
wow.
it. Yeah. And the reason I didn't was because I'm like I loved this story so much when I wrote it. I was just like, I really like this death clock. And there were some more scenes that were supposed to be filmed with it that made it little bit more creepier, but they didn't get around to it. But yeah, Gotham, like Maurice casted him, and I think he added me after the short was done because they wanted feedback. They all wanted feedback. And I thought it was done very well. I actually had to do a re-edit on it because during one of the car scenes when the guy pulls up, he actually says my name and it doesn't say the character's name that was written. It was just like a little mess up, but I glitched it. Um, but yeah, Gotham would he wanted so much critique, like criticism for it. Like he wanted to be critiqued. And I told him, like for his future, roles, I said when you're acting, like I felt as if he was reading it when he was acting. And I said, I want, for other people, just flow with it. Say it how you would want to say it and not how it's written. Now, a lot of directors don't like that, but when you're a writer, you know, in your head you're hearing it one way, but when you see it, you're like, oh wait, that doesn't sound natural. So my criticism for him was like, study the role, but get into the character and say it how you would say it. And what's crazy is the things he was saying is stuff that I say like that. I'd say he was probably the most Jack of the whole film. They're most realist, like, oh, ha ha, stuff like that shit in there. And like I forgot some of the lines he says, but those are like my real things I've said to my friends. Like, go fuck yourself, like, getting real mad and then twisting it on them, making them think they upset. Oh, I see a cattail, cat shadow.
Yeah, yeah. Boris just jumped up. That's why I went like
Oh,
that.
okay. Um,
But yeah,
that's
he's
really
roaming around the table. He likes to come up.
yeah. So yeah, Gotham is a good guy. He's actually called me several, like one memorable time. He was fucked up, like drunk, obliterated. And I'm not gonna say what he was saying on there, but let's just say it was like I don't know. It felt like I don't know. I can't. I'm not even gonna describe the call. I'll do it offline with you. But he remembers it, and I remember it, and I'm like, I'm never gonna let him live that down because I don't know where his head was, and it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning my time. So I was like, okay, bro. Like, all right, no, it's all good. It's all good. Like, damn, like he just went off. Like it was it's the memories, it's those things that I enjoy, like, Gotham, he'll forever be, like I gave him, well, because of what I did, gave him his start. And that's what's really cool about it. People can come back to you and tell you, hey, thank you, and stuff like that. I look forward to that, but it's like I just give people opportunities, man. And there was one person in that film that kind of I don't know, oh god, like when I say I give opportunities and then they do some crazy shit on Facebook and you try to talk to them and they're like, I did you a favor. Like what? Like what? Like that's not accurate. I can bring up our conversations from 5 years ago and show you, um but I just sometimes people get this huge head, for no reason. And I'm always the same. Like I'm curious, we have our banters and stuff, but like I know where I come from. I know where I started, and I don't forget that. And I think a lot of people do. and they feel entitled to roles. You know, oh, you guys should look at me. I would be perfect for this, to replace this, to do this. Man, no one, no, you're not. You got to earn it. You know, like I earned the right to have my name on my films, you know, and that's another thing too, is like a lot of people are like, oh, you're so narcissistic. No, what I did with Paranoia Tapes was I created a brand. You know, it's not just my name, you know, it's my brand. And if I had a film out without that brand on it, they'd be like, is this really a Jack Hunter movie? You know, is it, Jack, did you really do this? Because, you know, it's the brand they look for. And some will say, oh, well, then that's a shitty brand. Or someone would be like, hell yeah, that's the guy that does found footage. You know, like I'm gonna watch this. So I kind of wanted to stop found footage at a time, and I wanted to switch it up and do something different. And that's how Horror Nights came into play. So,
And there's our segue.
oh yeah.
So there we go.
Yes.
Well, I will say Gotham is also in the Immortal Wars Rebirth.
Really?
So, yeah, he has a small role in that. So
Really?
when
really?
I was watching,
I had no idea. I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, I think
wait, you watched Rebirth already?
Yes. Oh yeah, Joe had a screening out here.
Ah, fuckers. Yeah,
It's
that's
got-
right. I think yeah, man. That's great. I'm excited. I'm excited for well, I can say it, you know, redemption. You know, we're gonna fucking knock it out of the park. I can't say my character name or anything, but we're gonna knock it out the fucking park. I held that secret for so long, dude. Like so fucking long. And then he finally announced it, and then I was in the in the trailer with you. Actually, I was like, oh shit, John's in it. And that little teaser last year we did, you know, where I punched the camera and the other person reacts to it. And yeah, they were called reaction videos. I think that was the thing of COVID. That was like the big thing to do.
Yeah. And Joe wanted to do it with Immortal Wars. Yeah. He talks a lot about this stuff in the interview I just did with him. He was the Joe is Joe Lujan, for people who don't know what we're talking about. He was the very first person who I interviewed for the show, and he's also the very first person to have the second interview on this show, because he talks about the second Immortal Wars, because of Immortal Wars Rebirth comes out. So he talks a lot about the new films coming out and all that stuff. So
yeah, and I'm doing a lot of you know, you mentioned like the musician and stuff. So I'm doing some music for him for that. I've written some tracks and for Decay's Paradox, and also Redemption. I did this one track, like I think last year, or no, it was 2 years ago. I sent it to him. He's like, holy shit, I can totally use this for the trailer. I'm like, I keep reminding, like, Joe, don't forget. You know, he's so busy. Like that man.
Oh yeah.
Is like me. Like I have like all the kids and stuff, but he reminds me so much of me. I can't, like, people are gonna be like, man, jump off his dick. Like, no, guys, you don't know him like that. Like Joe's just such a he's an inspiration to me, man. I went through a lot of shit, you know, in 2018, and Joe was there for me. And he was always so positive. And I think it's just, you know, I went through some shit, you know, and I think, John, you may know about it, but I'm not gonna get too, don't want to depress anyone, but all I can say is I'm stronger, and I survived, and I am the man I am because of, you know, people like Joe and all the supportive people in my life. So it was yeah, I love the guy.
Yeah, Joe's a really good guy. So
Yeah.
and he's a busy man. So he's
Yes,
that is
so
true.
busy.
So okay, so the next thing then we'll hop into is Horror Nights. And
Yay.
so which is this. Now, is there any other version of this available, or is this the only way to get it, is this version?
Well, I can announce it that we just signed Horror Nights to distribution with Dark Side Releasing. Should be releasing either in December or sometime early next year. So it's going to be a full-fledged marketing campaign with it online. And yeah, so there's going to be another version, and that version you're going to get is God, everybody's going to be like, man, was this interview about you or Joe? But Joe, the the artwork you see on there was done by Joe. The final edit and effects and everything else was done by Joe. The version you have now is the version I edited on iMovie.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. So you'll see some mess ups somewhere, throughout it, and that's just yeah. But Joe does the final edit and the extra effects, the intros to the shorts, the credits, everything that makes it amazing. Joe did. Joe's so goddamn. I'm gonna shut up, man. Joe's gonna be like, Jack, stop fucking talking about
Why
me.
don't you marry him if you love him so much? Just marry him.
I'm already. I just got engaged last week, so
so he'll have to wait.
He'll have to wait. Yeah, but no. It's the movie. Because he was actually one of the first filmmakers actually reached out to do something for this, and he loved the idea, and he sent me his short, and I was like, holy shit, dude, this is kind of good. And then he told me how it was made, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, dude, like, inspiration, hello. So yeah,
and I enjoyed the film. It's 14 stories, so it's a bunch of different directors, but then those directors, they make more than just one. Some of them make one, some of them make three, so it's a whole bunch of different directors, but they make a bunch of different ones at the same time. Then you have Jennifer Nagal. She plays the kind of the hostess, I want to say, with the mostess.
Yeah, she and here's like I saw. Okay, so she and I were friends for years, and I had this idea, and I didn't. I guess I didn't realize that her character was a host of other films. I didn't know that. I mean, I think I knew, but I'd never seen them yet. And I was like, hey, do you want to do this? It wouldn't take a lot of time. I'll write the parts and you just, you film and send it to me. She's like, yeah. Okay, cool. Next thing you know, I get them within a week, and I'm like, holy shit. Like she was on point with it. And then I saw these other films, the other anthologies, and I'm like, dude, like I didn't know I didn't know other people did these films like this. And it was really cool to see her. And I'm like, am I watching a sequel to my own film? I don't even realize it. Or is my film a sequel to their film? Like, I don't know what's going on here. But it was such, yeah. So yeah, that's how that went.
Well, and I could say, and you never forget your first time, I was her very first autograph. I'm sorry. What? I was her first autograph. Wait, how would I put this? I had her sign a DVD. I was her first autograph. She was my first autograph. I'm not sure how that goes.
First person that she ever autographed anything.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. And that was for a film called Irrational Fear. I worked with her on a film, and I brought it because I looked at who the cast was, and she's like, oh my God, you're my first one. And she even like called her a friend or a mom or something. And she's like, I'm like, somebody just asked me for my autograph. So yeah, I'm the very first person to get an autograph from her. There we go.
And I'll say this, I do plan on making a sequel. So if someone would get in touch with me.
Well, that is what's here. It's right here, right there. Oh. It says, being part of Jack Hunter's Horror Nights sequels, please email. And then there's the email address. So you were planning a sequel to Horror Nights, or still are?
I was, yes. I still am. And what I want to do, I think with this one, whenever we do film it, I want to have more hands-on with this one. Like because I got a lot of how can I say, flack from other filmmakers in a community, and They were like,
For what?
for uh well, okay, well, because, oh gosh, so like this film was created by me. It was produced by me. I am the one that reached out to these filmmakers. Okay, and I chose these shorts that fit my agenda, I guess my vision.
Okay.
And I went through hundreds of shorts. So I would get in contact with the filmmakers and tell them what I'm doing. And some would be like, okay, and they want, and I had to send a contract to them and everything else. And some would totally pull the John Carpenter diva-ish. Not John Carpenter. He's not a diva. I'm talking like they think they're Spielberg. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like you and me, but they think they're up here. Like, no, dude, we're all right here. We're the same. And people were giving me a lot of flack with, hey, how can you call this your movie? How can you put your name in the title and all of this? And I'm like, I'm the one that put this thing together. Without me producing it, reaching out, giving the right information to people, none of this would be. And because I did that, it has my brand on it, and a lot of people gave me shit. I know you have some questions about the shorts, and I'm
No. This is much more interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
so they, yeah. So basically, just assholes out there are like, oh, how could it be his movie? Did he have anything to do with it? Yeah, absolutely. I did write some of it. I wrote the whole beginning and end. Like I am the one that sandwiched it together. Without me reaching out to these talented filmmakers, this wouldn't have been. This would still, their shorts would still be sitting on YouTube unmonetized. Their shorts would still be out there with no promotion. And with what I did, I had this idea, and I brought it together. And when I do something, I complete it. I follow through with every crazy ass idea I have. And because of this crazy ass idea, we had the #1 horror movie in America in April of 2020. And we broke records. We made history, but we don't get a lot of publicity for it. That's another thing too that really kind of hurt a lot of people. And it wasn't my fault. It was just because the way Hollywood is and Entertainment Weekly, they gave the #1 spot to The Wretched. But when you Google #1 top 10 horror movies of 2020, guess whose film is there? It's Jack Hunter's Horror Nights. And yeah.
So explain to me, you have this film, it's completed, right? It's done.
Right.
How did it become the #1 film? Like, what did you have to go do to get it to that position?
All right, you ready for the mind blown situation of how things crazily worked?
Blow my mind.
I am gonna blow your mind. All right, so you remember during COVID, everything shut down. Everything, like the movie theaters, blah blah blah, like everything shut down. But what made a comeback during COVID towards the middle of it, but at the very beginning at the same time? What made a comeback?
I know. Oh,
what?
Drive-ins.
Bazinga, boom, right there. So I was on Facebook one day. I was chilling in the tub, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I like to soak in the tub. My fiance gives me all kind of shit about it, but hey, but that's where the magic happens. I'll say that. I was on Facebook and I saw an advertisement of an article, like CNN or something, that said Ocala Drive-In, the only theater open right now in America, drive-in theater. And I'm like, huh. And I thought it was a crazy idea. At that moment, I find them on Facebook. I find the whole thing. I like their page, whatever. And I send them a message while I'm in the tub saying, "Hey, I'm a filmmaker. I have this movie that's unreleased, brand new, no one's seen it, and it's a horror film, and I was wondering if I could give this to you for free, just to have something to show, brand new at your theater." And next thing you know, I get a phone call from Ocala, Florida, on my phone while I'm in a tub, same time. And I'm like, hello? And next thing you know, I find out John, the guy who runs it, he's from Louisiana, because I did say that in there. I'm a filmmaker in Louisiana. I live in New Orleans, blah, blah, blah. The guy's from Louisiana. Next thing you know, we're talking about like crawfish and boudin and jambalaya and gumbo. Like I'm talking the Ritz. We hit it off. And he's like, dude, or not dude. He's like, yeah, I will show it. And he's like, I'll do it even better. I will show this film on the largest drive-in screen in the entire state of Florida. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And you're no. And that's how it happened. I sent him the file, and he showed my film the week, I think it was the 20th, the week of right before The Wretched came out, at mind that. So it was the weekend of the 20th and the rest of the week. And because of that, it hit the box office numbers, and it was the only horror film released. And yeah, it was the only one released. Like no films, no studios were talking about it. No one was releasing anything. And then after that, after they saw this, like Hollywood, I think saw it, they had the movie The Wretched, in their back pocket by IFC Films. And they released The Wretched like literally right after me the next weekend. They saw what was going on and like, oh, fuck this. Hold up. Let's get this movie out there. And, we got recognition on a couple horror sites. One major one, horrorfacts.com. They're still up and running. I love those guys. They knocked it out of the park. But after that week, it was nothing. No one, no, there was no talk of it. And we were waiting for like the magazines and everything else. And then Entertainment Weekly came out with theirs the next month that says The Wretched, the #1 horror movie in the world, in America. And there was absolutely no mention of Horror Nights. And it really crushed us,
I can
our
imagine.
moral, the morale of it. And like, because we really thought, even with Joe, we thought, holy shit, this is just going to launch us. Like, this is going to be our moment. We were preparing for this major marketing campaign to be called by, interviewed by all the news places, like, how did this small town, do this, and John, poor thing, he tried so hard. He got interviewed by the Today Show and everything else, and he did plug us, but the Today Show cut it out. Like,
Oh,
yeah, he plugged the shit out of us with everything and mentioned us and everything. But actually, in a couple like major, I think CNN and some other like sites like Fox, just those sites that are, there was no news other than COVID, so they were talking about it. And then at the bottom it would say, and they're showing Jack Hunter's Horror Nights for the first time, it's premiering there, blah blah blah. And from that point on, it was just a really heartbreaking situation. But you know what, when you look up the sites and you see like the top 10, top 15, top 20 horror movies of 2020, and ours is mentioned right there, it's such a fucking, it's great. That part's great, and it's really, it's humbling to say the least. Like, when I talk to people, they ask, oh, you make films and whatever, I do say that because we're proud of it. That's not narcissism. That's just pride in your work.
you have to have
And
that. You have to have
Yeah,
pride.
and I think there's a lot of conflicting views on pride and narcissism when it comes to that, because I'm not always like, hey, I'm Jack Hunter, no, I'm not. I'm like, I had a team, yeah, I put this stuff together, but it's because these filmmakers said yes that we have this film, just like Joe and the rest of them. It's because of them that I had the opportunity to get it out there, and finally now it's getting released through Dark Side Releasing. So that is everything. It doesn't happen overnight, with new filmmakers out there. And if new filmmakers are watching this, wondering, like, how long does it take till you have that number one stature? How long does it take to actually get a film done or whatever? And there is no time, there is no length. As you know, John, you're a filmmaker. You did a short for us for, I think, Paranoia Tapes 10, if
It
I'm not
is 10,
mistaken.
yeah.
It's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be there. But I am using some of it for another film too. So it's gonna have, which is gonna boom, 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 combine universes. And which, yeah. So that's what's happening. Little sparkle dust here, giving you guys, giving you something to look forward to. But yeah, so it is, if you're a filmmaker wanting to know how long it'll take you to have a number one horror film or number one or whatever, look, there's no time, there's nothing, there's no timestamp you could put on it. It took me 35 years to get it. There's your length for me. That was me, so
Yeah,
so,
I think that you have to think that you're the best, but you don't want to be a jerk about it. You have to, in my opinion, Xmas 1 and 2 are the greatest Christmas slasher Santa movies ever made. Prove me wrong. In my mind, they are. They aren't, but in my mind, they are. And I think Silent Night, Deadly Night is better. But you have to have that to continue to move forward, that what you're making is the best. And it's, you just don't want to go out of control with it. But it's, you have to have that feeling that this is the best thing ever. And the thing that I will say with Jack Hunter's, whatever it might be, is I had the first Axis movie out there. I was plugging it. And then I thought one day, I went, what if I wrote John Ward's, or directed by John Ward, Xmas? All of a sudden people are messaging me going, you made a movie?
Boom. See, there you go. You get it. That's it.
They had no idea. They thought I was just advertising, like I was helping a friend. I was just promoting. And it's like, I made this. So since then, I've always added somewhere John Ward. I mean, shit, let me go the other way. It says right there, hosted by John Ward. It is. It's a brand.
There,
right there.
Yeah.
I always go the wrong way.
Well,
it's a brand name.
Right there, guys.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's your brand, and you have to represent it. And those people that are like, who said that stuff about me, like, why are you so salty, bro? Why salty? Why be like that? And that's the thing is too, is like, here's where it can be narcissistic, but when you treat me like shit, I can say it, like, who the fuck are you? Oh, you made this movie? No one gives a fuck about that movie. You can search my movie, you search your movie, it's nothing. And that's what I don't like, being like that. But when you start discrediting me and coming at me and my art and me personally, bitch, I'll fuck you up. Like, I'm military. Like, I am. I can't express that. And that's the thing too, is like, people like how I am so lighthearted right now, and I fully am. But when you fuck over me, my friends, John, anyone that I consider family and close friends of mine, you don't know what you're fucking doing. And a lot of people will say that. But here's my thing. Here's my tidbit. I'm a veteran. My brothers and sisters who are veterans also, we stick together. We we're a band of brothers, just like the Steven Spielberg fucking miniseries. It actually means that you don't want to screw us over, and that's the truth. We have eyes everywhere when it comes to certain things. Like, we stick up for each other. I'll go back. Like, I had 5 suicide attempts in 2018.
Oh,
Okay, if it wasn't for my brothers and sisters, I would not be here. And one of those brothers is Joe, even though he's not a veteran, but it's like he knew what's going on. And with that support, you don't people don't know what they're getting into when they try to screw over a good person, because you don't know the darkness that lies up here. And that's
sure.
what I keep trying to say about filmmakers. Like, when people say, "Oh, the Saw movies are scary," like, that's fucked up. No, 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 no. When I watch those movies, yeah, it's creepy as hell. What's scarier is the person that came up with it. That's what you need to fear. I mean, even with you, with your Santa, the Axmas, like, that's fucked up, John.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You created a character out of a childhood icon, and he's killing people. Okay, like, maybe it was inspired.
That wasn't your childhood story, that Santa went around killing people in a storage unit. That's the story I was read.
Oh no! See, mine was the one. Oh wait, wait. See, no. But no, like, it's. But you get it. You get it.
Right.
And
no, I get it.
And that's what people forget. Like James Wan, that dude's a freaking genius. But up in his head,
oh yeah,
man, there's so much shit going on. Like I said, this guy with the saws, even Eli Roth. I actually talked to him a couple years ago. We were on the phone, and I was like, dude, I fucking loved Green Inferno. He's like, thanks, man. He's like, because he doesn't get that a lot. Everybody thinks it's a ripoff of Cannibal Holocaust, and it can be, but his vision is so fucked, man. Hostile. Like, I gave him so many props. He's a cool guy. And I wasn't in shocked that I was talking to him, just chilling on the phone with him, but it was more just like, dude, like, I look up to you, man. Like, you got a fucked up head, and I love it. And that's another thing with my films too, is I bring a lot of my pain and PTSD stuff I witnessed, like making our films. And I'm sure it is for you. It's great therapy. Now, some people could look at that and be like, oh my God, what's up with you? But no, it's just the way we release our art and what's on the inside in a positive way that makes our life better. I don't have any ambition to go out and be psychotic and switch personalities and fuck people over. That's not my intentions. It's just a way that I deal with my trauma. And I wish a lot of people out there would do that, instead of releasing it via social media or starting shit at schools and everything else. Cause like, there's more positive avenues that people could take, but yet they pretend behind a keyboard and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's correct and interesting too. So yeah, no, I agree with you. Pardon me. So now back to Horror Nights. I'm sorry, Jack Hunter's Horror Nights.
Jack Hunter's, get it right, sir.
Jack Hunter's. I'm sorry. So executive producers on this were you, Jack Hunter, Jennifer Nagal, Joe Lujan. We also have Dustin Hubbard. I don't want to leave him out. There were a bunch more, but those are the names that I knew. The film is edited by you. And like I said, there's 14 stories. So
yes,
I think I can sort of put that one over here. What? Now, one question is, what was your decision on having just like the hostess at the beginning and the end instead of kind of having it throughout? What were your thoughts on that?
I want it to be different. But I guess in all honesty, it's like I didn't want to give Jen too much work. I didn't want to have her overworked and stressing over, individual things. And another reason is, at the time when I got her to do it, I didn't choose the films yet. So her and Joe were the first people I called. And I had to get that foundation going. And once I did that, it was, I just had the beginning and the end. Now, a lot of people were saying some of the critiques from my friends and possibly you too, as well, as like, why didn't you have it like a Tales from the Crypt type of deal, like anthology leading into it? And one thing is too, is like, I thought it was very different to not even have that. Like there was no tie-in, and it would just be one fucked up short after another, another. My whole thing is, and honestly, is like for them to pick up the DVD and like, how long is this fucking movie? Like, because there's some shorts that are slow, there's some that are high paced, and I paced it that way for a reason, because I wanted to fuck with the audience. And I think I did it. I think actually, it gets to a point to like, oh my God, is this movie over yet? This is a lot of shit, like, and that's why she says in the opening is like, do not watch this alone, because I want you to feel that anxiety, and I want you to slightly attach yourself to the characters that are in the film, then get it ripped away from you like that. And so that's what that was about.
Okay. And what is, because I could tell you what he mentioned how long the film is. It's 1 hour and 39 minutes. So, yes. And now what is Jack Hunter Productions to Southern Psychos production? Psychos.
Okay. So, no, Jack Hunter Productions, JHP, is a derivative of that. We did a name change from Southern Psychos because I had moved back here, like to this area, my home, and like, me and Chad came up with the name Psycho and spelt it like that as a play on, people called me Psycho in high school because people thought I was crazy and weird and all that. But moving back home and wanting to get into more digital advertising and commercials and do advertising for like businesses, photography, I had to make the choice to rebrand it to JHP, Jack Hunter Productions, because it was a business choice. In all honesty, it wasn't like I sold out or anything. It was just like, would a business take me seriously as Southern Psychos Productions in a small Christian Catholic town? No, they wouldn't. So yeah, I had to rebrand to JHP because JHP sounds a lot better than, SSP or what is, and you don't have to explain pretty much. I mean, other people understand what JHP is. So that's great. But to explain what SSP, like, what does that mean? Like Southern Psychos Productions, like, okay, you're fucking crazy. That's what they would say to you, so I had to pretty much grow up, I guess, into the business branding of sense. And that was all thanks to George Romero. He's my film mentor. And, he and I talk often. He's been super busy with projects, but it was because of George and his influence on me to rebrand and to think about things in a different light. Like in 20 years, would I want SSP on something that like with SSP, I couldn't do a family movie if I wanted to. I couldn't do a Christian film if I wanted to, or a positive film. No parent around here would ever let their kid watch a film. Southern Psychos Productions presents Jesus Rises. Like it wouldn't work. I couldn't make a faith-based film or anything like that with SSP at all. Like it's just you would yeah, no.
Okay, so now it's Jack Hunter Production. So that's
yeah.
So that's kind of, the other one is just kind of gone then.
Yeah, it really is. In any contract with SSP, I think it's kind of like null and void at this point. I'm not sure. So, but I mean, it has my name on it, so I still gotta owe up to it. But I've ran into this thing, like I'm still in the red with Paranoia Tapes 3 and 4, and like even with distribution, you know, as an independent filmmaker, it takes a lot of views. It takes some films of ours are popular, some are not. Some are more popular than the ones we think that are going to be popular. And I haven't made a lot from 3 and 4. Like I literally am still in the red. Like I have not made one freaking profit, you know, from it. And some people don't understand. Well, you have all these, yeah. Well, you know what? Some of these other ones were better than this one. That's why they like them. That's why they keep buying them. That's why they rent them on Tubi or, you know, Amazon Prime. It's just you never know how the market's gonna go. And I really thought with which actually has happened with the release of VHS 94. I haven't seen it, and I need to, but found footage, you know, would really the anthologies would take off, and they kind of have. But you know, there's certain groups on Facebook, like the found footage movie horror group, whatever. Like there's like I can say it because they kicked me out, in all honesty. They're just a bunch of jerks. I don't care if they see it. I don't care if anyone sees it. You're a fucking jerk. And they banned my name from that fucking group. Like you they're want to talk about snobs and stuff. Like this one group has like diminished and fucking people that like it. Like it was like at 64,000, now it's down to like 37,000, I think, because of drama within the group. Like they are like the most film snobs out there. They think we're making films and we have to listen to them because they're found footage fans. No, we make films just, you know, because we want to make them, not because you tell us to make them and you think we should do it this way. Like I said earlier, to all those people in that group that always want to be negative, make your own fucking movie. You think you can do it? Go for it. That is the biggest thing. I could be like, oh, this, do this, do that. Make your own fucking movie, bitch. Like, boom.
That's pretty much what it comes back, you know, comes down to. Yeah, you know, I had a critic once, a woman. Yeah, can you see me,
John?
I'm here.
John,
I'm here. You're frozen. I'm here.
Okay, all right. Yeah, there was a glitch. I couldn't hear you. I didn't hear anything you just said.
Oh, okay. I said when Axpus came out, I had a female reviewer call my film an abortion. So,
oh dear God,
what she went into greater detail than just saying abortion, but that's pretty much what it came out to. Was, oh, thank you, you called my film an abortion.
Wow, that's dude. See, and you know, like, and they know, like, I know, like any new filmmakers out there, when you get critiques and stuff, man, you know, or girl, or like chick, well, I don't know, but whatever gender you are and you're a filmmaker, don't stop. You know how many times, like, I mean, it's don't stop doing what you love. And when you stop doing what you love, you're going to be miserable. Now you can take breaks, and that's okay. Me and my fiance, we took a break from May till recently. And, you know, I just got back into editing the last film we made. So it's okay to take breaks. You have to do it for your mental health. Your mental health is more valuable to you than a fucking 15-minute short or a 90-minute feature or whatever. You do you, and you have to make sure this is okay before you can do what we do. And if anyone knocks you for that, you can send them my way, because I'll tell them a big fuck you. You know, that's the truth. Like, your mental health is more important than a fucking actor, you know, acting like a diva, acting like a fucking a twat. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. That can't haunt me. But
well,
you know what I mean.
Well, okay. Since we're kind of going in that direction, then, you know, what do you dislike in the indie film community, and what do you like in the indie film community?
Okay. All right. Well, so thank you for asking, John. I really appreciate that question. I hate fucking posers. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it firm, and I say it in every fucking thing I do. When people ask certain things like that in that vein, I hate fucking posers. I hate the people that talk about they talk about movies. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. They have movie posters. Their IMDb is full of fucking movies that are in pre-production or in development. Okay. Now I get that filmmakers, it takes time to do something. Okay. But you fucking ruin the name of a filmmaker by just having posters and teaser posters out there left and right, and saying you're going to build this big universe, and you haven't made one thing in fucking years. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, yeah, you're a filmmaker. You made something a while ago. Okay, that's great. Sorry, my headphones are actually fucking are hurting. But you, the negativity of that is it pisses me off, because there's people like you, people like me, and every other person filmmaker we've talked about. You can have great, amazing, cool artwork for your movie that you want to make. That's amazing. But once you put it on IMDb, once you put it out there into the world, and it's 5 years later and you still don't have a fucking thing to show for it, get the fuck, man. And it's like, and then they go on podcasts, and I'm not knocking anyone that's been on here. I'm talking about other podcasts. Like I was involved with this one filmmaker that did over 100 podcasts for this one movie, and he wasn't a filmmaker. This guy was a con artist. I'm not going to mention names, and we'll talk about that after. But he promoted this thing, got money, crowdfunding, talking about how amazing of a filmmaker he was, and he didn't do a fucking thing. In fact, there's one person that we're both probably thinking of, and it's not him. It's actually someone else that, where it's just God, man, like some people's children, bro. That's what we say down here. And it's like, I just want to slap them, dude. I'm not a violent person. It's just like, oh, you're a filmmaker. That's great. Okay, what have you done? Can you go look on there? And it's nothing you've done since like 2012, 2013. Okay, that's great. Oh, but you're an extra. And okay, what? No, you see, with our films and my company and people I'm involved with, like you, there's titles being added, every month, every week or so. It just depends on how fast you move, but it's out there. You can actually see a trailer for it. You can see a decent trailer, and that's big too. Quality. You see something, you have it, you see it physically with your eyes, not just some fucking stock footage bullshit, and some people they do try, they'll make a pilot, they'll do this, and I give them credit, but other things, it's just like, if you're not really relevant, I don't want to say that word relevant, I hate that word, but in this sense, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, dude. Talk to me when you make something, and you can't expect people to give you millions of dollars because you're friends with them on Facebook. That shit pisses me off too. Like, oh, I'm friends with this empire, this other empire, this big company. They're going to give me money for no, they're fucking not. They built their empire on doing what they do, not what you do, bitch. So, and the good thing I love about the indie film community is the support. And I know it goes kind of backhanded with what I just said, but there's a lot of people out there who aren't actors, who aren't filmmakers, but they love horror, and they love the indie horror version. Or I say indie because indie used to think, oh, it's so cheap, but that's not the way it is now. We do have cheap things, but it's the quality of it that makes it good. And I love the indie community because, if you're not in a drama and you're just trying to do something creative, they do support you, and they'll fucking buy your DVD. They'll do it. Who cares if it's not the best movie, but you made it and it was your art? They will buy it and support it. And that's what I love about the indie film community. And again, you know what? It's those people that buy your films. The fucking posers do nothing but critique it on YouTube and say, well, I could have done it this way, but and then pronounce everybody's names in the movie wrong, and you know, yeah, that shit pisses me off. So they, it's just I just love the people, really. You know, when I go, if I go to a horror convention, you know, I love those people interacting with our fans, you know, people, you know, that you wouldn't think would recognize you in Walmart. You know, those are the ones that make me happy to do what I do. And the ones, you know, when they want to take pictures with you, they want to bring their family to set to meet you. Though that's the good part about it. Then that's the most fun to do, because you like, I've worked with celebrities. I've worked, you know, on other films that you know, I don't have credit for, and but I've interviewed and talked to so many, and to treat fans of your films just like a normal person, and you have to, you know, and when they see that you're actually a normal person, it's mind-blowing to them, you know, because they think you're going to be this, oh, this, you know, I do this and this, but no, I love being real with them, and with those people in the indie film community, to where they treat you like a real person, and they don't put you on a pedestal. I mean, maybe they have because they're excited to meet you, but they the love you get from them, that's what I love. That's what I love.
Yeah, I would, and to kind of go back to your first thing is I really don't like seeing on Facebook people make posters for films that they're never going to make. That really frustrates me. I made
Absolutely.
2 fake posters as a joke because everybody was doing Amityville films. So I did Amityville White House, and then I did one with sharks coming out of a volcano called something like Volcanic Shark Massacre. And there were jokes.
Dude, I messaged you about that. I messaged
yes, you did.
about
You
that.
did.
I'm like,
you did. Yeah. You're like, let's make it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
go. And
You're like, and they were just jokes.
I'm like, you motherfucker. See,
yeah, they're just jokes. But other people will be like, hey, here's all the posters for movies I'm going to make next year. But you haven't made one film this year.
Right.
Or exactly. At all.
And I think, and that pisses me off too, because they'll start casting, and I fucking hate that. Like, I didn't announce my static cast until I had auditions and I started posting pictures on set. People, the posers, will cast some of my friends in their films, put them on IMDb, put them on the credit on the thing, and I'm like, I want to be, and I've held back so much, like, from messaging, because I don't want to put that bad karma out there by dogging them or calling them out. But like, I want to message them and be like, what the fuck are you doing? I want to be like that, but I'm not. But I hate when my friends get cast in those types of films, and I feel like a bad guy, because I want to message them and be like, look, I don't want to upset you because you're excited about this role, but it's never going to happen. You know,
I did call somebody out. I won't say who it is, but I did call somebody out
after.
who said, I'm in this movie, and it's a big movie, and everybody's like, congratulations. And I just wrote, can you prove it? Show the paperwork. And 10 minutes later, the post was gone.
Boom.
So
it's shit.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where, yeah, you got to prove it, man. You know, you can't just, you know, do this type of stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, you know, some of these posters we see from, you know, obviously the posters that you posted were like they're cheesy, but like, I can get with it. Like, a volcano shot, I don't know how we're gonna do it, John, but we're gonna fucking do it. Like, you're in Vegas.
So. I'm gonna write Amityville White House. I watched every episode of the West Wing. I watched like 7 seasons of that, and I feel that I could actually write that and just, because I know everything about the White House now. God. But I do want to get to a couple other things, because we're coming up on the end here. Other day, I was seeing you that you had some masks. What's going on with you and these masks?
Well, I actually do a show, and actually tomorrow after this, which probably won't be posted, but I have a show on YouTube called Get Masked, and I am, as you can see behind me, this is like my set. Um, I collect masks and I review them. I review them. I go in and out, and I show where the mask came from, and I really kind of dissect it. With mask lovers, they love, you want to find a little the indentions on where it was from, what's the mask made, like who they're trying to be, and the publisher and everything else. I go, my biggest collection of mask is bootlegs. I absolutely
Oh,
love bootlegs mask. And like this is a Halloween Kills bootleg Michael Myers mask.
oh, wow.
Now, okay, so in the light, okay, yeah, it's fucking creepy as shit. Like, you put a jumpsuit on, people are gonna think you're Michael Myers. But what they don't realize is this is just a mold of the H18 mask, and they discolored it right here, and they added the blood to it because he didn't have that in H18. They just, like, you can kind of see the spray, like where they just did it in China, like all right, send it off, that's it. And you don't really see, there's no indention. The only thing about these masks that they do have in common from the molds is they have where the hanger goes into Michael's neck. That's pretty much the main characteristic of all the Michael Myers masks I have. I have over 24 Michael Myers masks,
Oh, wow.
and only maybe three of them are official Halloween mask, like Tots mask or Don Post. Man, it's yeah. I'm obsessed. I have over 8 Pennywise masks. You can't really see it, but there's actually a real one right there.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah.
It's actually, this is a real one, but this is the most ridiculous real mask I've ever seen. You can look at it, and I have the one from The Strangers.
Yeah.
This is a knockoff, and so is this one. These are knockoffs I got at Walmart last year. And this right here is a Michael Myers Rob Zombie one, but it was at Spirit Halloween. And the difference is this hat, wait, where's it? Okay, now I'm doing by camera. This hat is supposed to be on that side. And they changed the coloration of it, and they sell it as like kids mask, like kids clown mask. And you got obviously the Purge ones I got like right here. I also
those are cool.
A real one. Yeah, this one is from Scream, the TV series, and the actor Chase Boucher, who was, if you've seen the series, the second season, he was killed by the bad guy with a corkscrew from wine, and he's actually in my movie Static, and he signed it for me in the episode list and everything. Yeah, and behind me you can see I have bootleg Thanos mask. I did an episode on those, and I have Venom over there. I have Carnage behind me, and I just have this little area that I just, my fiance lets me do my thing. So yeah, it's called Get Masked. We're on Facebook and also YouTube. And tomorrow we're doing my first live show of reviewing masks. So that'd be pretty cool.
Sweet. And you had mentioned Static. So you got a couple things coming up. So there's Static, there's Blamed. You mentioned Final Test. So what are those?
Okay, well, there's one that it's not horror. It's called My Ripped Off Movie. I think that's on my IMDb.
It is.
Lawrence E. Gibbs, my buddy who gave me my start in the industry back in 2009. He gave me my start by interviewing celebrities at Comic Cons and stuff. It's a comedy film, and the way I had like talked to him about it, I said like, let's do movie 43, but definitely better.
I hope so.
Yeah, that was complete shit. But no, he's gonna, with the movie, it's gonna be a parody of parodies, where we rip off Star Trek, and like it's just the most insane things, like kind of like with Blazing Saddles, how they just poke fun at everything, and a satire. It's just we want to do stuff like that. Now Blamed, well, actually Static was a film I wrote, was actually supposed to premiere last month, but everything did not go as planned. There's a lot of drama behind the scenes. It stars Dan Forrest. You guys may know him from a TV series. I forgot it. Mississippi. It's filmed in Mississippi, and it was on Lifetime. I think it ran for 2 seasons. Great actor. Dan was a pleasure to work with. And stars Chase Boucher, like I just mentioned, and several other up and coming actors. And it's about this teenager who is self-entitled, and it deals with a lot of cancel culture and relevant scenarios, because this cancel culture bullshit is for the fucking birds, man. Like these kids that are just like, and not just kids, like even 20-year-olds that are just sitting behind a keyboard because they don't like something somebody said 20 years ago. Get the fuck, man.
It's
like,
bullshit.
It's straight bullshit. And we address that majorly in this film. And after watching this, when I wrote it, I realized like people are going to walk out of this film questioning their everyday activities. And that's not me putting it on a pedestal. It's just the way I read it. When I reread what I wrote, it's like people are going to be really nice to each other after they're going to just be like, I don't want to piss this person off. I want to be a good person. And that's the whole thing of this movie. We want to teach a good lesson. And Blamed is a feature that I have not written yet, but I'm filming it next month. And I have the whole synopsis. Yeah. No, like it's here. I just got to really just get it out. Like, I mean, I have some people casted, but that's not me being a poser, because if I was a poser, I wouldn't have a synopsis written. I wouldn't have a location and everything else like that already set. So I already know what I'm going to do. And I think with this film, I'm going to put a lot of power in the actors that are in it, because there's going to be a lot of improv and scene setups. And the whole tagline is, the one accused is not always the one that's guilty, or the one guilty is not always the one that's accused. So it's a conundrum of how the tagline is. And what it's going to center around is a group like children are being kidnapped and found dead, and there's this person that is accused, and like the whole town thinks it's this one person, and he gets released, because there's not enough evidence linking him to these murders. It's just pretty much like, oh, he's the weird guy in town, so he must be the killer or the doing it. And then that guy gets kidnapped and is tortured by this person, this being. And during this torture, you find out if he's the one that actually did it, or if he had nothing involved to do with it. And it's gonna be, I would say, kind of like Static too. It's a whodunit mystery. Who's the person behind the mask? Who's really doing it? Like, why are they doing it? Why would you want to do this to this person? And then it's just the way the story plays out in the synopsis. As I'm not going to reveal it, but I think it's cool. And I'm really excited about it. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from people, especially with my friend Velton Lishk. I'm a judge for his film festival called Lit Scares, and it's based out of England. So I'm a judge for that, and it's really awesome. But he gives me a lot of feedback on ideas, and he is one to say, like, don't look like just go out there and make a film. We have a connection that is just like that, like all these people being negative and stuff. And he's just like, make a fucking movie, just do it, go out there and make it, and that's what he says, pretty much, really what he says. But
Well,
yeah,
and
Lit Scares. Check it out on Facebook.
with looking at IMDb, and there's a lot of movies here. Is this, do a lot of these are like self distribution, or do you
Like which
know
ones?
well, anything like the Paranoia Tapes, or
Oh,
any of
well,
these, or do you distribute friends movies? Like, have you put out other films that aren't yours?
oh, oh, we're at that point. So okay, I put out, I go through several distribution companies. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I've networked with quite a few that wanted to work with me, or I just didn't have anything, for them. And recently I have been a victim of my own kindness, should I say. And I left Facebook because of this, because of it, it hurt so much. I was this person had a film that I really liked. I got a screener for it, and I thought it was really good. Had a lot of potential, sequel potential, like to the max. And I love sequels, obviously. Um, and I got them in touch with 4 or 5 distribution companies, like emails, Facebook, group messages, and they got distribution through me. They got worldwide distribution, but after everything was sealed and deal signed, how do you say deal? What's the term there? It's signed, sealed, delivered.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, they blocked me off Facebook, even through text messages, blocked me completely,
Oh wow.
and it fucked my head up. And after it happened, I talked to Macy, and she's just like, Jack, just stop dealing with internet friends. They're taking advantage of you. And my name does have weight, and I was always about helping the unknown become known, and that's exactly what I did, because where this film is going, people are going to love it. People are going to eat it up. It's that good. And I earned an executive producer role by doing this. I got, like, literally within a week, he had distribution. Like, there was talks like who he wanted to go with, boom, boom, boom. And I don't know about you, but when we first started out, distribution, yeah, dude, Paranoia Tapes was finished in 2015. It didn't get distributed to 2017. So it took a long time for me to get it out there. And that really stung. It hurt. I wanted to cry, because, like, I really am a good guy. I'm a good person in and out. I have my moments. I'm an idiot a lot of times. She'll even agree to that. But my heart is always on the line with things, with people, because I have a lot of trust, and I don't want to believe someone is going to fuck me over. And that's why it hurts so much to be fucked over. And no one likes it, obviously. No one likes to be
Right.
fucked over.
No.
But when you really put your energy into something, because I like to get shit done. Like, you want a poster for a movie you have an idea for, send me the idea. Boom, boom, boom. I'll get something to you. He wanted distribution. I got him in touch with these people. Boom, boom, boom. And that happened within a day, a couple hours. And because of my weight of what I've done and produced and everything else, people pay attention. So they're like, oh yeah, we'll give it a shot. Send it over. Let us look at it. And that's exactly what happened. And he chose the one he wanted. And I think it was one he wanted the whole time. He just didn't know how to get in touch with them. So I felt really used, extremely used, and it hurt. But now, with Blu-rays and stuff, for me, other than Horror Nights, it was all self-distribution. I didn't have a Blu-ray contract with my distributor. That's why I could sell them as Blu-rays and it'd be my own thing. But I have Horror Nights actually signed with streaming with Trauma Now, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, I know a lot of people aren't happy with them, but hey, I got my first royalty check, and I'll spill the beans. You want to know how much it was? You want to know?
How
You
much?
know how much? $10.
Dinner.
Yeah, no, where? You can't even get that at McDonald's. You got tax.
Dollar.
So,
The dollar menu. The dollar menu.
oh, Oh, they still have that?
They
Oh,
do. So there you go. You can treat yourself to the McDonald's dollar menu.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll take my whole crew out. No shit.
Or
No.
one cup of coffee at
No.
Starbucks.
There we go. Yeah. And if I want to, hell, actually $10 these days don't even buy. Well, it could buy a movie at Walmart, but they have a $5 bin. So, but yeah. So, you know, I just, man, it hurts. I hear, and if people are still watching this, which I hope you are, we've been through a roller coaster of emotions throughout this whole interview, and this when you're known in the industry, in the indie world or Hollywood or whatever, it it has its curses, to say the least. And anyone that just said, "Oh, he thinks he's known," man, go fuck yourself. If you thought that thought, go fuck yourself, whoever out there. But because it hurts, it hurts when you get taken advantage of.
Sure,
And
sure.
hell, one thing I love about John is that I called you one day and I was like, "Hey, I had this idea, I have the script." Boom, 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 back and forth, going over ideas, and you did it. You're not
We
opposing.
did. We did.
Hell, bam, boom, boom, bring him up again. Joe Lujan,
Yeah.
boom. That's the circle of friends, and that's what that's what it's all about. It's about family. It's creating memories while doing something you love. And if you're not doing that where you work, or in everyday life, then you really need to reevaluate what your life means to you. Because if you don't love it, you're just torturing yourself.
Right. No, that's very true. That's very true. So, and I think that's a good place to wrap this up. So, I
Yes, sir.
got one last question for you. And we
Okay.
kind of already went over a lot of this, but just in case
Uh-huh.
there's anything else, is there anything you would like to plug? And it could be past, present, or future. I know we kind of went over a lot of this, so maybe there's not much.
Well, shit, man. There's so much we already talked
Oh,
about.
good. Yeah.
I have music coming out. I'll be working on a new country album soon.
Oh,
And if you want to if you need music for scoring for any of your films out there, I'm pretty good at it, and I can help you with that. Now, everything else, you gotta do it on your own, like we did. Yeah. So that's it. That's really it. I think I've plugged
okay.
a lot. Lit Laughs, Get Masked. Check us out on Facebook. JHP Studios on Facebook. Paranoia Tapes. Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, thank you guys for watching this long, and hope you
Yeah,
were
thank you.
entertained. And thanks
I
for having me
think they
on.
will be. Oh yeah, of course. Well, thank you. It went by very quickly. I actually lost track of time for a little bit there. And on Get Mass, are
Yes.
people like a guest? Can you have people on to show their collections, or is it mostly just your stuff?
It's right now it's just my stuff, but I'm not opposed to it. Like I'm not opposed to doing a live stream where
Pardon
people want to show off their collection. And I would love to do that. Like that's it was actually an idea I had earlier. I'm like, when I was making up the StreamYard and stuff, and I was like, it'd be cool to have someone that's a fan and also who does the same thing you do to
me.
come
Right.
on and show us, So yeah, if you want to contact me, Get Masked on Facebook. Like just type it in, comes up, and if you have cool masks, send me pics. Let's do something. I'm in. I'm
All
so
right.
in.
Well, there you go. Offers out there, everybody. So,
Absolutely.
all right. So we are going to wrap this up and say goodbye. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Jack, for where's my hands? I need to go this way. Thank you, Jack, for being here. I really
You're on the wrong
appreciate
way.
it.
You're on the wrong way. It's this way. You come back. Yeah, right here. Right here. Yeah.
Like right there.
Yeah, right there. Right there. Yeah.
Am I good? Okay.
Yeah.
I always get it confused. It's turned into a thing now, I think. But yeah, thank you for being on. It's been a long time coming, so I'm glad to have you on now. And I'll have you back definitely for another film and or series or franchise or something like that. So
Or maybe I can come to Vegas and be on the show with you while we're interviewing somebody, while we film next
there you
year.
go. That would be the first. That would be a first.
I've been a first for a lot of people. It's okay.
Yeah.
You should feel privileged. No, I'm kidding.
That's what the bathroom wall tells me. So you never know. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to say goodnight, and everybody take it easy, have fun, be safe. And I'm going to talk with you on the next one, Filmmaker. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out after the video. And thank you for watching the very first Dark Park Films sponsored video. And who is that sponsor? Well, I've now learned if I do this with my hands, they go to the right area. There we go. That would be Wildlife Command Center Coffee. And you can purchase it right there. You can go to their website, which is buyWCC.com, and pick up their coffee. They have 2 blends, which I'm going to show you now. The first coffee is this one right here. This is a breakfast blend. It's 10 ounces, and it is a medium ground. And it does say, and it's breakfast, like I said, and this is what it says right here. It says, early bird can catch the worm. So there you go, a breakfast blend coffee that helps you catch the worm in the morning. And I really like this one. I'm more of a breakfast kind of blend coffee guy in the morning. So this one I really like. It has that little bit of oomph to it to kind of get you moving, get you up and out. And so I really enjoy this one, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the other one, which is this one right here. This is a dark roast. It is also 10 ounces, and both of these are $7.99 at their website. Pretty good price for 10 ounces worth of ground coffee. This one is, it's a little darker. So it's, I think it's better for drinking at night. Maybe if you're, writing a screenplay or if you're filming, this has got that oomph, that double punch to get you going. So this is one that I also recommend. I like both of these quite a bit, but I kind of do, the breakfast in the morning and then the dark more at night. So I recommend both of these quite a bit. And how did I find out about these two, these 2 coffees here? And how did I find out about Wildlife Command Center? Well, when I was working on Night of the Zomghouls, there was a box of coffee that was just sitting there, filled with coffee. And we didn't know what to do with it. Like, whose is this? Who brought it? Why is it here? And so we just kept going to the store and buying coffee. And then one day I said, why don't we just get the coffee out of the box and use that instead of, wasting money on going to Smith's or whatever and picking up coffee. So we did. We did not realize that it was the Wildlife Command Center coffee and that it, was sponsoring the movie. And it was great coffee. Everybody loved it. And we just went right through it. By the last day of filming, this coffee was gone. And I went and found out, about Wildlife Command Center, asked if they would like to be a sponsor for Dark Park Films, for their coffee. As many of you know, I love coffee. I love coffee mugs. And so this was a perfect match. And Wildlife Command Center is great with animals. So they provide a great service for rescuing animals. So it's kind of that double whammy for me, where coffee, helping animals, you can't go wrong. And they were even cool enough to send me, get in there, a coffee mug, because they knew that I liked coffee mugs. And right now, I don't get that. A little bit. I want to go on the keyboard, but that's their dark blend, because I'm recording this at night. So I am actually drinking that while recording. Also, one thing that you can get at their website, which is cool, is you can get this. There you go. This pocket knife, which is $9.49. And this is pretty cool because it has their name on it. Wildlife Command Center, we can catch it. And this is what it looks like. Put that down there. There we go. Fully out. So you're getting like the bottle opener, you got the corkscrew, you got a screwdriver, you got a blade, and then you got this little hook thing that you can pop it into something that doesn't have a tab, and then you know, the liquid or whatever in there will come out. So this is pretty cool. And I'm just going to keep mine in my car because you never know. You might need a pocket knife. So please support them. I'm going to have links down below, you know, where you can, you know, check out just the Wildlife Command Center. I'll also have a link for Wildlife Command Center coffee, and it will basically be for both these guys right here. And please support them. I support them. I think what they do is pretty awesome. And you know, maybe this coffee will be on your set or in your kitchen. It will definitely be, you know, on my set in my kitchen. I know that. So please, once again, I'm going to show you these. Please go to their website and pick up their coffee and make it part of your day or night, depending on which one you like. So that'll be about it. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, so thank you. And once again, please support my channel. Please support the Wildlife Command Center, and I will catch you later. Bye.